Just stopping in, we're going to go and create a really fun light up card with the new products that are coming to Catherine Pooler on May the 4th. So this is the brand new Camping Lantern die set. Now, I wanted to show you yours versus mine. So this is what you're going to get here. So this includes not only the full lantern die and the flame, but it's also going to include the complete outline and that complete outline of that inner section of your lantern. Mine came a little bit early, so mine's a prototype. So yours will look like this. So you're going to have a few more dies with this set. All right, let's go and introduce you to a few products that we're going to use today. Included in the Catherine Pooler shop, you can find a variety of the Parablossom Press light up LED contraptions. So there are 3 different types to choose from. This one here is called the Halo Lights, and there's 2 of these. And how this one works is that you punch out this kind of light bulb looking shape, and there are 4 LED lights, 1, 2, 3, 4, that are mounted on this plastic shape. So it's going to kind of cast a shadow kind of in towards the circle. So whatever you put this under, you're going to get these 4 lights that light up. So this little system includes the battery pack. There is batteries included in the set. There's one for each halo light. Plus this little button is your activating button. And there are paper strips that are underneath the battery so that nothing happens in the packaging. It doesn't waste your batteries. So those are the halo lights. Then there is the 5-pack of easy lights. And these ones are wired lights. So there's 5 of them in the package here. Let's see if I can pull them out. And you snap these apart. There's 5 different circuits here. Snap it apart. There are batteries included in your packaging. And then you slip a battery in and you press the light. And there's 3 tiny little lights per unit. And that's what we're going to use on our card today. This is super fast and easy. All it is basically sticking things down and away you go. And last but not least, this is one of their newer products. This is called the One Light. And this has 2 of these particular light circuits in a package. There's batteries included again. So again, this is, you put the battery in and you have a single one light. And all you do is press the button to activate it once your battery is in, and you have a single light. So you have lots of different options. You have 4 lights in a circle. You can do a single light with the one light, and then you can do a triple light with the easy light. So lots of different options for you to use these with, and they're all in the Catherine Pooler shop. Let's get to making our card. So since we're going to use the lantern die, I wanted kind of a woodsy feeling card. So I began by stamping the Evergreen Woods stamp set, and I used this base, and I used Evergreen and Eucalyptus. I used eucalyptus kind of sponged at the bottom, and then I used this stamp here, and I used spruce to get my trees. And then I took the matching dies for this set, for the Evergreen Woods set, and made myself a mask. And I always keep my masks on the back of my stamp sets because you never know, you might use them again. I placed it over top, and then I gave it a good brushing of our beautiful tranquil blue ink. Then I took the greeting, "Thank you for brightening my day," from the Bright Days stamp set. This is most appropriate to use with our lantern. I think you could even use some of these bulbs in it. It would look super, super cute. You could replace them with the flame. And I used some rouge ink to stamp that. Next, I took my die and our premium white cardstock, and I cut out 2 of the lantern shape, and I took some acetate and backed our little central lantern shape with that. Just used a little wet glue, and that adhered really nicely because we want that kind of shine like the lantern would have. Then, because we're going to light up this shape, I took this die and I cut it out of the front of our card. So now there is a void that is in the shape of our flame, because we are going to put our lantern like so on the front of our card, like so. So I wanted to, just to kind of build up a little bit of that lantern, because I wanted it to kind of pop off of my card front. So next, I cut out a white version, and I used some of our limoncello and our Tierra ink, and I inked that up, and we are going to attach it to the back of our card here. So I'm going to put it into place, and I'm just going to use good old transparent Scotch tape, because I don't want to use something that's going to block the light, and because this tape is translucent and you're never going to see it anyway, it's the perfect thing to hold in that die shape. All right, let's go and light this card up. So I've used our Barely Art Precision Craft Glue, and I've glued on our lantern, and it's all ready to go. Again, there is a secondary lantern that's underneath. It just helps it make it pop up. And before I did that, I'd used the rouge, and I basically had swiped right across. And you know what? If you die cut first and swipe second, you'll always get those details that'll show up from that die. Isn't that cute with the little buttons? Perfect. Okay, my card base. Before I inserted our little flame, I traced out that flame shape because I want to know where to put my lights when I install this. I also tend to use my sentiment as the powering up button. So I tend to stamp it also on my card front before we assemble our circuit. It just gives me the lay of the land and where I need to put things. Okay. So this platform is where, see, this is our push button for our unit. And the actual battery slips in this way. So we are going to put it like this. And you need a fairly strong adhesive for this. You can definitely use a wet adhesive like the Barely Arts glue, but for time's sake, we're just going to use some score tape. So I just put a couple of pieces on the back and take off that release paper, and voila, it is stuck to your card. Now, these units are fairly dimensional, so you are going to need some form of three-dimensional adhesive. And of course, my go-to is just a good old foam adhesive. And if I can get this to cooperate, we'll get this pulled off. Okay, so you can put them on any direction you want. Just know that kind of have an idea as to where your button is, because that's the part that you're going to press, right? So you might even put it on kind of like that. And that makes the button central to our sentiment. And of course, nobody's going to see this. This is going to all be tucked underneath. So you don't really have to do anything fancy schmancy. I'm just going to use good old Scotch tape because it just works so well. Kind of get our little lights kind of in the basic area here, and I'm just going to use that to hold it in. Again, this is all going to be sandwiched in your card, so you're not going to see it. Now you kind of want to play with your lights, making sure that your lights are pointing upwards. You could actually put tape right directly over it. They are quite vibrant and would definitely show through the transparency of the tape, but try not to do that. And I'm just going to spread our little lights because they're at the ends of each of these sets of wires, and I'm just trying to flatten them out. Come on, little fella. And spread them across. That one's going to be a pain. So we'll go to this one first. Spread them across that flame image. And again, nobody's going to see these wires, so don't worry. And this tape is just the easiest way to go. I want another one kind of off to the side here. We might move this one over just a touch here. There we go. And get this one to cooperate here. That's the beauty of these circuits, is they're all completely done. So let's take our battery. Now there is an indicator here, plus, so you have to match up plus on the top. Shove it into the battery holder all the way in. And look, ta-da! We have light. So this is what our card is going to look like here. We still have a little bit of work to do. I'm going to shut off my lights and we'll give her a go. There we go, see? And our cute little flame lights up. Let's finish off all the guts of our card. All right, this is one of my favorite foams to use. This is a 3M product. This is also in the Catherine Pooler store. You can get a bit in a huge roll. And this lasts me about a year. And I make cards almost every day and I use foam tape like it's going out of style. So what I've done here is I've taken that foam tape and put it back on itself. So now there is a double layer. So this accounts for the thickness of our battery pack here. And you kind of need that. So now we're just going to build up walls around the outside. And of course you can cut this down to narrower width. That is absolutely fine. But I'm going to use full width on this side because it doesn't interact or interfere with our flame. And I would prefer to have a card that is nice and stable in the mail and holds up. So when you press down, that your card isn't going to cave in. So, and you can, the beauty of this stuff is that you can cut it to any size or any shape. So I am going to get a little bit of interference. So I'm just going to cut a void. So I just want to see where our void is. And you can just cut that shape out and just use this for the innards of your card. And that's okay too. Whee! Just do a double check. And of course you can put this foam tape over top of your wires. It will not affect your circuit. Okay. There we go. And therefore this tape will not interfere with that battery pack. And I cut it just a little bit too long. So good old snip snip. There we go. And then this piece I will actually cut in half. I love the firmness of the 3M foam tape. It is my favorite. I can't find anything that I like better. So this one we are going to trim to fit. Da, 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 da. There we go. And we have another piece to do at the top. So again, I'm just trying to make sure that my card front does not do a little dip in the mail, because you don't want to ruin your beautiful card. And we do have leftovers, and I always just use my leftovers on my card. I don't want to get it too close to the battery, even though I'm not going to be taking the battery out. Obviously, you're going to send it with a battery for your friend. There we go. Just trying to add some stability, and I try not to go too close to wherever my lights are, because I want my lights to kind of do a glow out. And if you build, let's say you built it right around that flame, it will show through your card. So just be aware of that. Okay, let's finally assemble our card. I've removed all of the backer on my foam tape, and we are going to put our card front panel right over top. Everything is exposed and sticky and ready to go. And voila, we now have a light up card. Let's give them one last test. You ready? How cute is that? Now, what I do for my recipient is I leave them a little sticky note or a little handwritten note on the inside to say, hey, this is a light up card. Just press the, indicate where you need to press, just press the sentiment on the front to activate. Ta-da! Awesome. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.